My name is Caylor Escalante, and I'm the Promotional Events Coordinator for the Cincinnati Reds. At the beginning of this year, I was asked to kind of manage the Rojos Baseball Twitter account. My main priority there is to try to get some of the inside scoop, inside information, things that our fans might be interested in. And what I actually do is I relay that to Major League Baseball Espanol. And sometimes I tweet it, sometimes I'll send it to them and they tweet it. Just a matter of what's kind of going on that day. Whenever somebody in the front office needs something translated, majority of the time it comes across my desk, whether that's already in Spanish and they just kind of need some grammar check, or if they just need something translated, I'll be happy to do that as well. A few things that I've done this year have been translating memos that go to the players that are Hispanic. I've also translated some promotional schedules that we then convert and we put out there for the Hispanic population here in Cincinnati.
Some promotions that we have that don't really have any translation to Spanish. So you have to think about things maybe in a literal sense.
Promotional Events Department is responsible for a lot of the in-game entertainment that goes on at the ballpark. My main responsibilities this year are coordinating all of the national anthem performances, honor guard performances, God Bless America performances, as well as activities and entertainment that we have in our Kroger fan zone. This is the game ball delivery. A couple of lines got switched. The main thing that sparked my interest in working in sports, it was kind of a timeline of events. My father came to the States from Venezuela on a baseball scholarship, and he came to the States via a foundation called Latin Athletes Education Fund, and one of the main contributors to that fund was David Concepcion. And when I got to see behind the scenes and see what kind of went on inside the tunnels and on the fields and the things that the people in the stands didn't necessarily see, that's when I really began to fall in love with what happened behind the scenes and what goes into making a baseball game happen.
I got a couple changes for you if you want to kind of knock those out now.
My father made it very clear that he wanted me to know what was out there in the world. Growing up and to this day, we found a system that kind of works best for us. He talks to me in Spanish on the phone and I'll respond to him in English, and it really helped me because he was very encouraging, and I thank him now for the ability to speak Spanish. I think one of the biggest advantages that I have to make me the right person in the right time at the right place is the ability to speak Spanish. Those 4 years that I took of accelerated Spanish in high school really gave me the ability to accelerate my communication skills, which are now benefiting everything that I'm doing here at the Reds, because every now and then I'll go and communicate with the players as they need me to. When the time came to look at colleges, I had a hard time deciding, and to be quite honest, it wasn't until a good family friend of ours gave me the idea, hey, why don't you go check out University of Cincinnati? Then I found out that they had a new major in recent years, sport administration.
I need Dennis, and then Milady, and then Kenny.
One of the most challenging aspects to working in sports, and I would assume that it's a challenging aspect to working anywhere, is getting your foot in the door. And in order to do that, you have to have the experience. I reached out to an individual who was in charge of all the volunteers at the Western and Southern tennis tournament in Mason. And this was my freshman year, and I said, hey, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I just want to get my foot in the door and get my name out there. I made a few contacts here at the Reds that led to a couple of interviews that I had here, and ultimately led to me getting the internship that I had last season with the Cincinnati Reds. One of the best pieces of advice that I could give to anybody that's wanting to work in the sport industry is take the harder classes that you can, take the classes that you might not have to take but still might benefit you in the long run. Do what it takes to set yourself apart from everybody else.